Hello, I'm Laura, and it is Thursday, May 22nd, 2025. In the headlines these days, we are hearing about a 2026 budget that is trying to make its way through Congress, albeit with a little back and forth and pushback and suspense. Is it going to pass? Is it not going to pass? And as we look at this, we can see that there is a cutback financially on many federal institutions that have been important to people in sustaining their daily lives or in making it through difficult times. And they include the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the National Institute of Health, and Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, the Department of Education, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, and the Department of Agriculture. All of these are suffering budget cuts in this new budget. So what are we going to do? What are those of us who tend to rely on these agencies as we watch their funding being cut back with or without the 26 bill going to do? That is the topic of today's Heartlines. When I was growing up in Unity, I learned a particular affirmation. God is my instant, constant, and abundant source of supply. This may not appear to be the case at times, but a focus on this idea actually helps us open our minds to new possibilities. In fact, if we have been faced with life's storms, as I mentioned in my last video, there is a way forward to rebuild. Charles Fillmore, in his book, Prosperity, written during the Great Depression of the 20th century, said, "With a foundation of truth, of spiritual ideas and substance, we can build an enduring structure of prosperity. It will not be based on a false premise. It will stand when the rains descend and the floods come and the winds blow and beat upon it. We do not desire prosperity today and poverty tomorrow. We should seek for the steady, day-by-day realization of abundant supply. God is my instant supply in the sense of that eternal, comforting, and encouraging presence. God is my constant supply in the sense of living in a world where I can reach out to other human beings, to friends and family and community for support. God is my instant, constant, and abundant supply in the form of new ideas that lead me down paths that perhaps I would not have thought of had I not been faced with the challenge that is facing me at this time. So all of us have this opportunity to know that God or the divine or the universal spirit or the creative energy of the universe, whatever we call it, is our instant, constant, and abundant source of supply. And we're going to know that right now in this moment as we take a deep breath and close our eyes and focus on this wonderful old affirmation. God is my instant, constant, and abundant source of supply. God is my instant, constant, and abundant source of supply. And so it is. So what are we to do when we are faced with a cutting back of federal resources in our lives? We rely on an even higher and greater source to lead the way for us. This builds a foundation for us to be guided in what to do. It may be to write to our congressman. It may be to call on our community for help. It may be to look at other resources where we can open new doors and new possibilities. Whatever it is, we can build that foundation of an indelible structure of prosperity in our lives. I'm glad you are building that foundation with me today, and know that we are connected heart to heart in the upliftment of ourselves and of all of humanity, knowing that God, the divine, the universal spirit, is our instant, constant, and abundant source of supply. Have a wonderful day.